Good evening. My name is Cheryl Waltman, and I'll be taking you on a brief overview of 4 contingency leadership theories. The first thing we'll do is look at the Feidler contingency model, following Tannenbaum and Schmidt's leadership continuum theory and model. Next, a scan of House's path goal leadership model, and then the leadership substitutes theory. After viewing these 4 theories, I'll tell you a little bit about the leadership theory that I believe is used in my workplace. But first, Feidler's leadership contingency theory. Feidler was the first to offer a theory that made connections between situations and the resulting leader behavior and personality. It stated that leaders would only be successful if their approach to motivational leadership fits the job context. And leaders would need to know whether they are task-oriented or relationship-oriented, and if their leadership style is compatible with the situation at hand. In Feidler's contingency leadership theory, your least preferred coworker style must be assessed before proceeding. First, you need to figure your dominant leadership style. Is it task or relationship oriented? What is the situation favorableness relative to your leadership? There's some common things you need to know about that. When relationship building rises, then the leader's situation becomes more advantageous. When situations become more structured, the leadership advantageousness arises. And of course, if the leader's power increases, the situation becomes more favorable. Next, Tannenbaum and Schmidt's leadership theory continuum moves along a spectrum from leader-centered authority to subordinate-centered leadership. The focal point of the leadership continuum theory is the decision maker, who decides why. Variables must be taken into consideration. The boss can be autocratic or participatory in leadership style based on his or her personality. Leaders must account for the wishes of the subordinates in terms of leadership. Do they want a dictator or a facilitator? The context and time involved must be considered. Although the literature tends to treat the continuum points as separate styles, in reality they are leadership points across a spectrum from authoritarian to fully collaborative. The first stage is till. It's totally leader-directed and no subordinate consideration is given. The second is sell. After a leader makes a decision, he or she tries to give the rationale behind it to make it more palatable. The third is suggest. The leader wants input from employees, but is under no obligation to consider it. The fourth is consult. Although the leader is the final authority in the decision, there's consultation with workers. Moving closer to the employee-centered theories, join. The leader becomes a fellow participant in the decision-making process and actually wants collaboration. Sixth, delegate. The leader actually sets parameters and lets the team decide. Abdicate. The leader allows the team to set parameters and goals and he trusts the team implicitly to get the job done. Moving along, we'll examine House's path goal leadership theory. The entire thrust of House's path goal leadership theory is how leaders motivate workers. Does the leader need to provide lots of structure, high levels of support? Should the leader be participative, allowing employees to have decision-making responsibility? Finally, should the leader set challenging, achievement-oriented goals and reward commensurately? There are 2 types of contextual factors to consider first: subordinates and environment. Subordinates all fall somewhere on the continuum between wanting complete independence or desiring someone in charge. Furthermore, they either want to be in control, internal locus, or have someone else in control, external locus. As for ability, the subordinate either has it or not. In the environment, within the job context, consider how repetitive is the task. How much formal authority can be used? Are the employees making contributions to building relationships and job satisfaction? My final contingency leadership theory is leadership substitution theory. This theory accounts for circumstances that may arise that are outside the leader's control. The facets of this theory and determinants are the worker's ability, knowledge, need for independence, and attitude toward rewards. The characteristic of the task is important. How much feedback? How much monotony exists in it? What kind of methods and what kind of intrinsic rewards are available? The organization itself. How much formality exists? How rigid? How specific are the staff functions? Is there loyalty? Are there rewards that are outside the leader's control? And actually, the physical distance between the leader and the employee is a compounding factor. This leader exists to fill gaps. Leadership styles don't really apply in the substitution theory. The leader may be called upon to give direction and support that are not available from any other source. On the positive side, the substitutes for leadership might even make leadership skills more valuable. Removing neutralizers must be a priority. And substitutes may even lead to self-managing teams, job enrichment, and like Walmart's self-checkouts, encourage automation. Substitution may even eliminate the need for leadership. Now I'm going to move from the theoretical to the concrete as I attempt to explain why I believe House's path-goal theory is at work in my school district. Offering a disclaimer, this is from a very subjective point of view because I don't see all the aspects of leadership unfolding as they happen in any particular location since I'm itinerant. The path-goal theory from my subjective point of view. There are many levels of leadership in my district, ranging from the district level to the school level. The superintendent and director set policy with the expectation that it will be followed with fidelity. Upper management tends to lead toward authoritarianism. At the school level, the principal rules. However, in addition to the district management, the Louisiana Department of Education drives all facets of student learning, including documentation that a principal must administer. She works to help teachers set and meet learning goals for the students that are data-driven. She supports the staff but is often forced to rely on the directive mode. The teachers receive external rewards for performance in the form of ratings that drive their job security. At my school, the principal's directive role exists whether teachers want it or not. Teacher ability is not a mitigating factor, and work groups don't offer much satisfaction because their activities are so standardized. My principal employs a supportive role most of the time. Her employees are all highly able, but our tasks are extremely complex. Formal authority is very strong. In her participative role, the principal attends weekly grade level meetings. Teachers want to be involved, but some constraints outside the control make that unlikely. We would definitely appreciate more external rewards in the form of pay raises, and we're expected to be achievement motivated. Contextual factors at work are subordinates and environment. Some of our teachers take comfort in structure and following the teacher manual directions, while others are more hands-on and want to be creative. We're not living on intrinsic rewards, and my guess is that standardization has taken much of the joy out of teaching. And the bottom line is that we are highly qualified teachers who love children. Environmentally, job repetitive is not an issue unless the teacher makes it one. The principal has all the power. Luckily, she only plays the authority card when the situation demands it. As a district, the united work groups of 5 schools are like a large, often dysfunctional family. We're very tight-knit. We look out for each other. We're there for our coworkers in good times and bad. I would not dream of leaving this district. These are the references that I used, and I would also like to give the attribution to the frog chorus if it appears on this tape, because we've inherited thousands of frogs since the flood. Thank you for your kind attention. I appreciate it.